Um, but with that said, we've got a great young man. Speaking of students, a student athlete who is doing big things, and man, he just had him a game that he'll be one day he'll be telling his kids and his grandkids about, and probably one of many. We've got Mr. Isaiah Freeman. He is the quarterback for the Lincoln University Lions. Um, Isaiah, welcome to the show.
Yes, sir. Happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Gotcha, gotcha. Chris, I'll let you go first. Let's start. We'll talk about it. We'll just start off. Preseason all CIAA quarterback. He had a solid freshman year last year. I know I talked to you at media day. What you're coming into this season. Before we get to what happened last week, coming into the season, a lot of people were very high on you, including our producer Kobe. He's very high on you guys, and you guys made a lot of strides. Just talk about your road to Lincoln University, and then getting through last year and what it was like for you.
I say my role as far as on this team and on this campus is to be a leader, more so by example. Um, a lot of the things that the football team does, um, gets looked at. So I have to make sure that our players and um, that we're doing the right thing all the times, whether it's in the cafeteria, walking around campus, on the field, off the field. So that's more so what my job is with this team.
Gotcha, Chris. I'll let you go next.
Well, so Lincoln is one of those schools that has had some struggles on the football field, and then you came in last year, went through a little bit of a quarterback carousel before they settled on you. Talk about some of the good things that are happening with your team from last year to this year.
I say for the most part, as a team, we got a lot of new guys that are buying into what we're being taught. And then off the field, we're doing all the little things right, whether it's study hall, meetings, being on time, not being late, not missing. So that when you talk about a team and you talk about winning and a winning program, and setting a standard, but that's all a part of that. And last year we missed that, in whether it be meetings and you have a couple people late. So that's really what we missed. I think the players is buying into what our coach is teaching and listening, and just performing on the field.
So what's one of the things that really stands out about Lincoln, in addition to what you've been able to do, is the emergence of a true wide receiver first option, which is Malachi Langley. Talk a little bit
Yes, sir.
about his impact as well.
That's my guy. His story. He could tell you himself one day when he gets on here. But his story, he's overcome a lot. And I work with him very closely, from the same city, small city, Chester, Pennsylvania. And we worked all summer, day in, day out, whether it was 2, 3 sessions a day, we were getting after it. And like I said, this is just a true testament to the work that he put in. I take no credit. And he's a dog. He's worked for everything that he got. Malachi Langley, that's a name that the whole country needs to know, that they need to fear, a name that they need to respect. So definitely, that's just a testament to the work ethic that he's put in on and off the field.
Yeah, and I haven't checked for this week, but I know going into this week's game, he was number one in yards per game. I mean, it was a pretty awesome feat that not every season you have somebody in the CLAA that high, but it does happen. And so the fact that it's happening at Lincoln is certainly an indication of where the program is going. So just a little tidbit stat there for you.
Uh, he knows, he understands the mission, day in and day out. And the surprising thing about it, when people are up that high, their head can get in the clouds. That's not his situation. He's unselfish. Last week we played Johnson City. He had one reception for I think 7 yards. And never kind of turned his back on the team, never got negative, stayed positive. So, like I said, that's just a testament to who he is as a person as well. Not selfish at all, and willing to put everything out there for his teammates.
Yeah, and you guys are as you're in the season now, you're 2-3. As you get ready to get into the division play, just finished up. But if you look at what you guys have done so far, 1-1 the first 2 games. Then you guys go into Southern Division play. I'm sorry, cross play. You go and take on the defending CIAA champions, and you guys take them down to the wire. You guys play Johnson C. Smith and the remnants of the hurricane, a tropical storm. Another tough loss. And last week, you guys found yourself down 21-7 against Winston-Salem State. But you guys clawed through and fought back. Just when you guys were down by that big of a margin early in the game, obviously it's early, but what were you saying, and what were the things that you guys were talking about as a team to know that you guys could stay in it and keep yourselves from letting it stretch out from further than that?
For us, it was just a stay positive kind of game. We all season we've been shooting ourselves in the foot with special teams, and offensively we'll get down in the hole and fumble early on in the game or interception early on in the game. So not get down on ourselves and just staying positive for the most part. We know what kind of team we are. We're a second team, but it'll be a little scary when we put all 4 quarters together and we come out hot, firing, and also. And we're yet to get the full 4 quarters of football, and we've been in every single game. A heartbroken loss to Fayetteville State, who we plan to see again, and like I said, Johnson C, who got out on us early as well.
So I just want to say, we both are Rams, right?
Yes, sir.
You snatched the heart out of our chest with the very last play of the game. Talk us through that play. I'm very curious. I'm always interested to see people's mindsets as they're going through. You get the ball, 62 seconds left. You get down the field, and you've got that 4th down. Take us through that play and kind of what was going on through your head.
So first we had great field position. Freshman. Running back, wide receivers, Isaiah Tart put us in great position. He's been doing his thing all season, really, with special teams. He's a key player for us. Our Swiss Army knife. He provides everything we really need him to do. So we don't get that field position without him. And then first down, when we get into the red zone, first down, we take our shot. I probably could have placed it a little bit higher. And then second down, we come in and we take a shot to the other side. And then, it just was more of a 4th down. We called timeout, 4th down. Malachi and Damir were like, it'll just give us opportunity. And I knew that, the defender on Damir was going to play the fade heavy. So when he broke down on the comeback, he kind of tugged on him and fell. And I knew we had an opportunity. So I just, a little roll out to it. Something I've been worked on throw off my back foot that I've been worked on, hip rotation. I just, once I seen Damir open, I knew we were good.
Yeah, that was an incredible play. And maybe not everybody knows about Triplet, but, he went to Lincoln, he left and went to Towson and came back. And I think, it's just one of those things, one of those stories that you kind of just look and be like, yeah, that's people believing in the program. So it's pretty awesome to see him catch that game winner.
Yeah. I'm back home. It's kind of what the program is kind of gearing towards, keeping, the northern talent up here. North has talent. So why not keep it up here and at home?
Yeah. I gotta say, like Chris, keeping up with the game while I was at a couple other games. I saw the guys battle back and you got in position. And I didn't see the I saw they left you like a minute and some change, and I had this uneasy feeling in my gut about it. And it just so happened that I wasn't able to watch because the stadium that I was in started filling up. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to kind of keep up with it on the side. And I'm just like, and then because I just had to do it, I went back home and I watched the replay of it, man. And I was even sicker that I did. So, but great play by you.
Appreciate it.
All of the things that everybody has said about you, coming into the season, it seemed like they kind of came into fruition for you guys in that second half. Um, just talk about for you as you guys are getting into the second half of the second half of play. You're going into the North where you guys are two games down, but anything could happen. We just saw last week Livingstone took down Bowie State, who's kind of been the bully in the conference for the last 6, 7, 8 years. Just talk about what you guys can do as a unit, how you can build off what you guys accomplished last week to take you into the Northern Division play and at least play spoiler, if not find yourself in Salem as well.
For us, all year, and even last year in some games, we've been beating ourselves, turning the ball over early, late, just turn the ball over, period. So, one of our mottos and something we break down on is us on 3, never them on 6. And if we stay with the mindset, we continue to perfect ourselves and not really worry about the team that's across from us. I feel as though we can't be beat. But like I said, it's championship football from here on out. We respect every team that we see week in and week out. We know it's a dogfight. Anybody can win any week. That Livingstone Bowie game showed us that. So we just got to fire on all cylinders, play our game, and execute what we're being taught.
Yeah. Again, guys, we're talking with Isaiah Freeman. He is the preseason CIAA all CIAA quarterback, and he's the current player of the week. For everybody, and we'll get you out on this, pretty soon. But if anybody has any questions, be sure. We see you got your roommate is in here, man. You Malachi Langley's getting shout outs. Just talk about really what it would mean for you to really create a culture at Lincoln that really makes you guys a standout program in the CIAA, where maybe some of the next generation of guys won't have to deal with some of the stuff that you guys have had to deal with as far as folks having to prove themselves as much.
Right. I think it really starts with the head man, Coach Turner, and this is a couple years of work that he's put in. He recruited a lot of us. Like I said, and like our coach preaches, a lot of it starts with the big men up front. You know what I'm saying? Our defensive line is balling right now. Our offensive line is playing very good with the amount of experience that they have, which isn't a lot. We got 2 true freshmen up front, Seth Ulant, Elijah Pullins. And then we got Tiago Alvarez, transfer from Cal U, my roommate, my dog. They're playing big for us up front. Ventus Russell, Dante Anglin, all of my guys up front. And if I miss any, I apologize. But my guys up front are definitely playing their role and doing what they can up front. So, it starts up front and then it trickles down the line, the running backs, the receivers, then over the defense. We just have a strong core of guys that are buying in. So changing the culture really starts with the coaches, because this is their work. This is their vision. But like I said, if we keep balling and, we'll reach out and send messages to the younger guys and other guys that are in the portals and stuff, definitely to come here and change culture. And to me, that means a lot. Something I've done in high school or been a part of in high school. And it's just a blessing to see that the work that you're putting in is taking off. And like I said, it's just truly a blessing and amazing to see.
You mentioned the portal. Obviously, there's been a lot of guys in the HBCU ranks that have done well and went on to the portal. Just how ingrained are you there with the culture at Lincoln, and how much does it maybe help you guys that you're not you kind of secluded from everybody else, and how much does that kind of help you guys build what you guys need to do to that type of camaraderie?
It just starts with a lot of the little things I say. You know, and we take a lot of that personal. Preseason rankings, we've took that personal. You know, some of the social media things we take that personal. Mr. Ferg, some of the things he says, we take that personal. So, like I said, it's not personal, but it's personal. You know, and something that, you know, it's not even disrespectful. It's just what it is. Lincoln's never been good at football, and it's something that we're trying to put on the map. So we just taking everything in and trying to build off what we have right now. Like I said, week in and week out, we're our worst enemies. We beat ourselves. So you know, every team has to tie their cleats and put their jersey on just like us. So that's kind of, you know, who we stand by.
I just want to say one thing though. So, because yeah, I mean, over the past couple of years with Lincoln, it's been kind of interesting. Like the offense has struggled for a long time to where I had to start writing about it in my columns. Just to try, I was like, okay, maybe somebody will read my column. I'm glad that somebody does. But I will say this on a positive way though. So I would be remiss if I didn't mention that. My friends over at D2 Football, we have a fantasy football league. Did you know that we have fantasy football for Division II?
Did not.
Yeah. So
yeah.
So, huh?
I'm on your team.
I just picked you up this week, so I need you to go out there and do some damage. Thank you. And actually, I had Malachi on my team for a couple weeks now. That's how. I mean, that's a huge accomplishment. You know, we've been trying to highlight people in the players in the NCAA anyway for fantasy football, just to kind of get the word out. And you know, Jada Byers was sort of that guy that people really paid attention to last year, whereas this year it's kind of changing a little bit. So you know, we pay attention, and other people do pay attention, and that's how big of a audience that, you know, those who do really well in the CIAA get at the national level. So I just kind of wanted to point that out to you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that. We appreciate that.
Again, guys, we had the pleasure to have the reigning CIAA quarterback of the week. Great young man by all accounts. I know our guy Kobe is very fond of you, and he's been talking about you for at least a year. You know, talking about what you're doing, and he's a Cheney guy, but he gave me some smoke about Lincoln beating WSSU, you know, so if that means anything. So, you know, people just like to give me smoke anyway, but I appreciate you and let you, you know, and I appreciate just the attitude that you have, like, you know what I mean? Like when we talk about, and I know Chris would say the same, when we talk about schools, and we just kind of talk about the things that they've done historically and what they're doing now, but it's never, I think both of us never go out our way to demean anybody or to, you know, talk down about them. So I appreciate you guys for, you know, understanding it, embracing it. And hey, by all means, anything you need is bulletin board material. I know WSSU won a game and they gave me smoke because of something I said. So it's all in the game. It won't hurt our feelings, but we really appreciate you for sure. Chris, any last questions or anything like that?
No, I just want to wish you good luck on the rest of the season, and you know, I really enjoy watching Lincoln games. I mean, the games look like they are so hyped with the music and everything, and the announcers, and so I'm really looking forward to watching more Lincoln football second half of the year.
Appreciate that, yes, sir. You know, like I said, something that we're building here, the atmosphere, the culture, just changing it. It's, you know, something that I came here to do, and you know, we're doing that. So thank you, appreciate it.
We support 110%. You know, my heart will live on after last week. Nah, man, I saw that was a hell of a throw. So congrats to you, man. And we'll be sure to check back in with you at some point in the season. You take care, my man.
Yes, sir. Blessings. Much love.